these people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Democratic House rep from Minnesota, Ilhan Omar, going on television and insulting the majority of Americans, calling us stupid, saying that the level of stupidity is off the charts and you can't talk to anybody who is in that state of mind. Now, this is rich coming from Ilhan Omar, coming from a Democrat in general. Aren't the Democrats the ones who say that a 5-year-old boy or girl can become quote unquote transgender? Aren't they the ones that support them mutilating their bodies as minors for quote unquote gender affirming care? Aren't they the ones who opened the border and let at least 20 million legal aliens pour to the country, bringing crime, violence, disease, all kind of stuff to this country? Oh, ABL, the migrants are here for productivity. That's why they opened the border. Well, if they're here for productivity, if they're here to work, then again, as I said in many videos now, why do they cost us, or why did they cost us during Biden 450 billion US American cold hard cash dollars every year? If they're here to work, why do they cost the taxpayer so much money? I could go on and on and on about how the Democrats are just ridiculous and dumb. And don't get me started on the soft on crime policies. Okay, this guy is accountable. He ate part of somebody's brain and a piece of their eye, and he's out on the street. Surely this guy should not be out and allowed to be around regular humans, but he is. The soft on crime policies, the ridiculous economic policies, things that don't work. That comes from the so-called smart party, right? And as a matter of fact, let's get through a few videos. Now, what Ilhan Omar said here is not anything new. Democrats love insulting Americans. That's another genius move. You're going to insult us? Is that going to make me want to vote for you? How about bringing forth real policy? How about bringing forth a thing that I actually would like to support rather than just calling me a doo-doo head, okay? That might make a little bit more sense. Now, let's get to this right here. This is Hillary Clinton back in the day. When did this video come out? This might have been 2016. Yeah, 2016, where she got beat the first time by Trump. Let's watch this, then we're going to watch a whole lot more. And of course, all these videos will be in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Be grossly generalistic. You could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Remember that? Now, 77 million of us voted for Trump in the 2024 presidential election. So if what she said from 2016 is what she believes right now in 2024, we're talking about 30 plus million people who are just deplorable. We're just bad. We don't deserve to really exist or breathe air. That's kind of what she said right there. Again, genius move from the Democrats. Now, this is Natasha Lyonne. I don't know who this woman is, but she's a liberal actress. And they were asking her about some political stuff. Let's see what rocket scientist, big brain ideas she has. Check it out.
Like, this country's always had, insanity, but to really have like a death toll and be willing to do that is a pill too great for me to swallow. Like, beyond the sort of dialectic around oligarchs and whatever else, it's like when I think of the kids, or like the 12-year-old girl that can't get an abortion or something, or, it's that's what really like rips me apart. But this is America, to quote Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. So it's nothing we didn't know, but always a horror to see up front. And
what's going on with the voice? You sound like you're an Italian mobster. Somebody's Italian, Mamaw. I don't know what's going on with this voice. She's like 22, but sounds 122. Okay, but again, this is your big brain genius right here. And in a longer clip, she also mentioned blacks and LGBTs in the same breath, which I hate. And I'm going to always say it when I see it. And at this point, I could pretty much do that every video, because whenever you see people like this, they're going to put black people in the same category as disabled. Then they're going to say that they're against white supremacy. Well, how are you against white supremacy when by default, everybody who's not white is other and some kind of way disabled or not able to function properly in society. It's really weird how they operate, but I'll leave that right there. I digress. Let's keep on moving. Here's some oldie but giddy or not so giddy from Ilhan Omar, basically coming off as a terrorist. Okay, I don't know how we have an Al-Qaeda fighter in the U.S. government, but here we are.
A product of this sensationalized media. You know, you have these sound bites and you have these words and everybody says it with such an intensity, and so it must hold a bigger meaning.
It sounds strange and weird.
I remember when I was in college, I took a terrorism class, and
is there a such thing?
Yeah, there was.
So there is a lab for that?
There was a class that you.
Do you go to a lab?
No,
go out a field trip.
We learned the ideology of.
I'm glad you do that.
And so it was the thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and
he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah.
He's an expert.
There we go. So somebody who speaks so glowingly of Al-Qaeda and Hezbollah is in your federal government. Yes, she is. All right, let's keep on going here. This is another one. Remember this. This is the famous one.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
Okie dokie. Some people did something. What does that mean? Who did what, the who, and when, and why? You let me know. All right. That was a really crazy one. Let's keep on going here. This is her modern day with, who is this? I forget the guy's name. Mehdi Hassan, I believe.
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people, because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
There we go. So look, if you voted for Trump, the reason why is because you're dumb. You're a backwater redneck. You are a person of color with no education. That's just what's going on. 77 million people. So Ilhan Omar, that is rich. And the funniest part, like I said, if the objective is to get Trump out of office, if the objective is to get the Republicans out of power, you're not doing a very good job. Insulting Americans, all that does is just verify what we thought about you from the beginning. We don't like you. That's why we voted for the other guy. So again, rather than you saying, hey, you know what? You shouldn't vote for Trump because here's our policy. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to lay it out in an honest way. We're not going to try to deceive you. We're not going to try to lie to you like we did with the Hunter Biden laptop and say that it was not real and from Russia. We're not going to try to gaslight you. We're not going to try to manipulate you into getting the vaccine that you don't need that probably kill you. We're not going to do that. We're going to be honest and straightforward, and here's some good policy. That would be the way to go forward. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. If you can do that, then you're able to gain people. Because this country, you have swing states. Sometimes they vote one way. Sometimes they vote a different way. And part of your job when you're running a campaign as an entire party and as a candidate, as an individual candidate, part of your job is to get those swing states to swing your way. Part of your job is to get those undecided and unconvinced minds decided and convinced to vote for you. The way to go about that is to actually come forward with something that makes sense. Come forward with a movement. Come forward with good ideas, new ideas, things that make sense, things that we believe are going to help this nation go forward. When you come through with policies that directly hurt us, like the migrant crisis, because let's be clear, that was a Joe Biden administration creation. Their objective was to reduce inflation by importing a bunch of slave labor. But what they did not really account for was all the crime and violence that came as a result. They didn't account for that. COVID-19, they got scared, thought it was going to be a big public health thing. They lied about hospitals being full. They lied about the mortality rate of the disease. They lied about the vaccination being safe. They lied about all that stuff. They lie constantly. And then when we say, you know what, we don't like all the lying and the gaslighting and the manipulation, we're going to go in the other direction because that guy's more honest and that guy has policies that make sense. Rather than you trying to counter that with your own good policy, you double down on the very thing that got you to where you are right now, which is no White House, no Congress at all. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Ilhan Omar and all the other Democrats out there for insulting Americans and not putting forward good policy. Thank you for basically confirming that what we did in 2024 and in 2020 and in 2016 was correct by voting for Donald Trump. And thank you for helping us in 2028. Because all we're going to do now is just put that clip in the montage of other clips of liberals hating the American people. How are you going to hate the people that you want to support you? It doesn't make any sense. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about what Ilhan Omar said here? Do you think she's right? Do you think she's wrong? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Ilhan Omar is 100% wrong here. We the people are not stupid like she says. Yes, there are some dumb people, but it's not a political affiliation thing. Many of us who voted saw our choice as the better one. You guys did not put forward a good argument. And we had you for 4 years. Look, we had Trump, then we had y'all, and we could just compare and contrast the presidencies. We could compare and contrast, and we see which one is better. So the better one won. What you guys are doing right now is not going to fix that. Try getting your party together. Try fixing your party. Then come back and talk to us rather than just trying to insult us. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.